Hey investors, this is Doug Ehrman, contributor here at Seeking Alpha, talking to you today about Apple's continuing ability to invent hype, sometimes out of thin air. As the company prepares for pre-orders of the new iPhone 5C, the same cannot be said for the iPhone 5S. A recent story in Forbes suggests that had Apple accepted pre-orders of the 5S come launch date, there might have been no units available for sales in stores. Now, while this launch is different from previous ones in that there are now 95 different versions of the new iPhones to sell between the various colors available, different memory sizes across two models, still one would think that Apple could have seen this coming. Now, supply chain management is definitely an issue, as we learned with Microsoft recently, which had to take a $900 million write-down on unsold Surface tablets. Still, Apple knows that nothing says must-have like scarcity. In previous launches, lines and pre-orders have been the hallmark of a new iPhone release. This time potentially will be no different. And while one might believe that Apple fans and Apple users would get annoyed with Apple, knowing that demand will be there on launch date, one would think that they'd be able to have sufficient supply to meet demand. Apple has been very successful in managing its image, at least on this front. Now, with the recent fall in the stock driven largely by investor disappointment over the high price Apple set for the 5C in China and in the United States, a buying opportunity may have been created. Now, while I personally would wait until some of the dust settled or the stock trades as low as $450 per share, clearly Apple is a good value with a PE under 12, a positive dividend yield, and a pretty bright future ahead of it. Ultimately, I think the stock looks good, and after time settles and we see how the new phones are accepted in the marketplace, or if the stock falls a little further, I'm a buyer. Thanks for listening.